we're going to make some chocolate chip peanut cookies, which you can spin out these ingredients. If you don't like peanuts or you're allergic to peanuts, you can swap that out with something else, but that's fine. Oh, that's right! Chat room reminds me. I was incorrect about the characters in Azumanga Daioh. Well, never mind. Rosa Versailles, cool. I might just have to do that. Make a video with me like in cat ears, speaking really adorably, and talk about how much I love everything about anime. That should be my next thing. That'll get lots of views. Anime and like cute Cthulhu plushes. Folks love cute Cthulhu. I don't know why. Alright, so we're going to make the classic chocolate chip cookies. The way I like to do that is by sifting all the ingredients together into the mixing bowl. So you get the dry ingredients in a sifter, and kind of put that in there and put it off to the side. And then we will put the wet ingredients in. I think I've heard of JWoww before, Habanaraka, but I have not actually looked at it yet. So the name does sound familiar. So, this is a minor variation on the classic chocolate chip cookie recipe. The one that shows up on the back of a certain yellow bag of chocolate chips. Oh no, that would be funny if I play like people have recommended like hardcore things and I'm gonna go watch them and how I think they're gonna be really cute. That would be really funny actually. This is tempting. Gotcha, Raka. A girl in a low cut clothing keeping people Japanese getting 200,000 views. Yeah, there we go. Okay, so we're going to start here. Yeah, I'm sure there's more to it than just, her clothing or whatever. So we're starting off here with 2 1/4 cups of all-purpose flour, also known as 325 grams. I prefer doing things by weight, it's more precise. And there we go. So there's 165. I turn the oven on to 375. Uh, 375 degrees Fahrenheit. So I need 325 grams of flour before I go any further. That's 310. That's 320. 325. To that, I'm going to add a teaspoon, of the teaspoons here, of baking soda. There we go. And then a teaspoon of salt. Actually, I'm going to wipe that off a little bit now. Actually, if I'm going to recommend anything as a cute anime girl, I'd probably recommend Mouton. Alright, now we add a little bit of cinnamon. Half a teaspoon of cinnamon. Not nutmeg. Where's my cinnamon? Should be right here on top. There we go. Little cinnamon. Again, half a teaspoon here. That just adds a nice little flavor boost. And like I said, we just put this over to the side. We'll be adding that to the rest of it in a minute. Now we're going to take our mixing bowl with this here. And while we're adding some brown sugar here, we're actually going to melt a little bit of butter. I need 2 sticks of butter. I have it right here. I'm just going to microwave these for 30 seconds. Of course, after I've removed them from the wrappers. Yeah. Good idea, review Teen Titans. Or My Little Pony Friendship is Magic and call that anime. I could also do the really serious, like, shonen fan, the guy who is, you know, how, like, One Piece, or like Naruto is the greatest thing since sliced bread. We're going to microwave that for about 30 seconds. I have not seen the OVA called Cypher, no. Alright, now we're going to add 3/4 of a cup of white sugar, 150 grams. And then another 3/4 of a cup of brown sugar. It's actually 155 grams. Which may seem odd. That's because they're different. Oh yeah, Dragon Ball Z, greatest thing ever. So 155 grams of brown sugar. Now here's a good example of where you can play around a little bit. Most cookie recipes call for light brown sugar. I usually go for dark brown sugar because dark brown sugar has more molasses flavor. It's a little bit stronger in flavor. I happen to like that more molasses-y flavor. And it's slight, but it's there. There you go. Oh, I need 165, not 150. Where will anime be in 20 years? I have no idea. I don't know where it'll be in 5 years. No one knows. That's cool for now. Yeah, go ahead and send it. Alright, so now I'm going to add the butter, which has just been microwaved enough to be kind of soft, but not really melted yet, so I can definitely, put a finger. Actually, it's not really melted much at all. My microwave is a little weaker than I remember. Alright, so that goes in there. So the sugar and the butter. And then we're going to add some vanilla extract. Now again, this is where you can go a little crazy. Most folks call for 1 teaspoon of vanilla extract. I'm going to add an extra half teaspoon. Because I like that flavor. Again, it adds a little bit of punch. There's 1/2. There's 1 teaspoon. There's 1.5 teaspoons. Boom. Like Bob Ross. Happy little cookies. Now I have to apologize. One of my lights burned out. It's kind of dark over here. I actually went to get a new light bulb, but apparently they forgot to give it to me at the checkout. came home and I can't find it anywhere. So now we're just going to go ahead and mix that together. Start on low and then mix it up. And increase it. It all gets incorporated. And then we're going to add to that 2 eggs. One at a time. So, there's egg 1. And then we will add 1 more, making that dough nice and wet. So that we'll take the other stuff we add here. Sorry, I just felt a little weird and I forgot I had this wet hand. There you go. To answer your question, Raka, it is not okay to chase aspirin with scotch. That is not a good idea. Alright, so mix that in. As to the question of what's going to get dubbed, I will say this much. Wet. I will predict less and less dubbing of anime in the future. Okay. Now we're going to add some dry ingredients. We're going to add all the dry ingredients. Again, grabbing that sifter full of our dry ingredients. There we go. You can sift that right in. We have to pause occasionally as it incorporates. And then more goes in. And again, you're just kind of getting it all in there. You don't want to dump it all in at once, because it's going to be very hard to incorporate it evenly. You want a nice, even distribution here, so it's better to go slow. There you go. Good advice in cooking and life. Alright. So now I have a dough, now I can add the rest of my ingredients. I'm going to add 1 bag of chocolate chips. Now again, here's where you can start talking about what you want to put in. I prefer milk chocolate chips, because they're sweeter. Others prefer semi-sweet, because you get more of an intense chocolate flavor. That is up to you. Now I'm going to add some peanuts. Add about a half a cup. Actually, it's more, maybe 2/3 of a cup. Well, I'm going to mix the chips in first. Now, unfortunately, those are not going to incorporate. So I'm going to need to do a little bit of work here. So what just happened is all the dough got stuck on the beater. And so the beater wasn't able to actually incorporate all that stuff. So I'm going to have to pop that off, just scrape down the bowl, and then start it up again. There we go. Now I'm seeing even distribution. So now, we have dough like this, which has all that stuff in there. I don't think I've ever tried making pancakes on air, no. Certainly could. Alright, now at this point we just take these, put them on the cookie sheet, and put them in the oven until they are golden brown and delicious. Classic thing. As I've shown on here before, I'm going to use some parchment paper. Got a cookie sheet. Throw on some parchment paper. And so now you can certainly use a cookie scoop. A cookie scoop is like this. Like an ice cream scoop, but smaller. Or just use spoons. You know, pull out a chunk and scrape it onto your favorite sheet there, and just try to get those sizes about the same. Because you're going to be baking all of these at once, if some of them are small and some of them are big, then by the time one of them is fully cooked, the rest of the big ones aren't fully cooked yet. So which means some of them are going to burn, or some of them are going to be uncooked. So you want to be as equal in size here as you can in any given batch, any given set on the same cookie sheet. Now another warning here, you can't add too much to the same batch of cookies. In other words, you can't add lots and lots of ingredients, because at some point there's not going to be enough dough to hold together all those bits and pieces. So if you're going to add like a lot of other things to this, you might want to cut back on, for example, the number of chocolate chips. Alright, so there we go. I prefer larger cookies. So here we go, and this will go into the oven. Again, at 375 degrees Fahrenheit, and you can bake like that, and there are your classic